welcome. From this vantage point, this is a beautiful purpose and a beautiful event, and you all look great. So again, thank you for joining us.
Welcome to the class of 1973 Honorary Recognition Ceremony. At this time, we will have Mrs. Kentrell Devon come to the podium so she can make special introductions, thank yous of our dignitaries and special guests here this evening.
Tonight, we are standing in hope. I'm at a loss for words because this was a wonderful thing to go back in time and reach back to bring healing to people who never thought this day would come. But none of this would have happened without Dr. Foster, first of all, being willing to start the conversation. Our honorable superintendent. He was so wonderful when we brought it to him. He wanted to know what exactly could we do, and when we ran it to him, he was in 100% agreement. Thank you, Dr. Bracy. I want to thank the special school board member, Ms. Costello B. Williams, who was there by my side the entire time, making sure I had a perfect format for this evening. I want to thank, she's not here tonight, but Councilman Vice Mayor Lucas Burke, who was in favor of this. She had something special presenting to the class, and our Councilman Shannon Glover decided he would stand proxy for her, so I want to thank him. We have school board member Angelia Allen, we have school board member DeAndre Barnes, and I saw school board member Ms. Shoemake, she's here. I see the sheriff, he's here, Michael Moore. I want to thank all of them because they contributed to this program. However, there were some key players that I would love to thank personally. Don Scott, we wanted to do some scholarships. In the class of 1973, we were able to raise $500 with different people and, adding to that. And when Attorney Don Scott found out about it, because he believes in education, he said, I will match it. And to your surprise, he matched our scholarship by adding another $500 to that. I want to thank our committee because I could not have done this. This class stayed close. I want to thank the committee, and I've already mentioned Honorable Costello B. Williams, Rosa Key Bracy, Orlena B. Bracy Lewis, Cynthia Rawls Harrison, Vanessa Burton Hinton, Deborah Langston Wilson, Mona Lisa Avents. I have special thank you to Dr. Camilla Furby, again, Sheriff Michael Moore, Colonel Marvin Waters, Dr. Damon Carey, and Sakina McSwain, excuse me. I also want to thank Mr. Willie Gray and the custodial staff at IC Norcom, because no matter how many times we needed to use the facility, he was there when we needed something, he would provide it for us, so I wanted to say thank you to him. Again, the Honorable Councilwoman Lisa Lucas Burke, she's actually Vice Mayor. The scholarship contributions, the Honorable Paul Battle, the Honorable Shannon Glover, the Honorable Costello B. Williams, Donald Ray Winfield, Miriam D. Hill, and also the class itself donated money. And I want to thank Mr. Theus Wade for doing that also. The class that never was would like to extend our sincere gratitude and appreciation to Dr. Eli Bracy III, Superintendent of Portsmouth Public Schools, Dr. LaGuana O. Foster, Principal of IC Norcom High School, and his amazing staff. Together you have brought closure and healing to a long-awaited dream, 4 to 6 years to be exact.
One thing I thought about, what would be the thing for me to talk to students who are almost the same age as I am that are graduating from high school? What should I say? I can't tell you to go out into the world because it's tough out there. You already know that. I can't tell you to obey your mother and your father. You've already done that. Well, we tried to do that, okay? I can't tell you to just stay out of trouble. You've done that also. And be able to get a job. You done got a job and then retired 2 or 3 times. So what do I tell you? So what do I tell you? Well, first of all, we learn through history. And we learn through writers that there are certain things in life that we have to experience. And I remember Miss Wimbush teaching, And I think about, well, what would Miss Wimber say? What assignment would she give us between 65 and, I guess, 70? I guess some of us kept repeating the grade, I guess. What would she tell us? She would probably say, go back and tell them about Charles Dickens. Chapter 1, A Tale of Two Cities. In 1973, 1963, 1965, there was a tale of two cities. And what Dickens would say is that it was the best of time or the worst of time. In so many words, we were all going to heaven. In so many words, we were all going directly to hell. You know what I'm talking about. And in 1963, 73, 70, 72, it was two cities in Portsmouth. And this is the tale of Portsmouth in those two cities. We wanted to integrate. So what did they want to do at first? When I was in my class, 1970, they wanted to take Norcom. And we said, no, not over our dead body. And we responded, well, you have Wilson, you have Craddock, and you got Churchill. Why don't you take one of those schools? And then in 1972, when our Tale of Two Cities were going through the same thing. And that's what happened to you all. You had to go back, you had to go one school or to another. The power to be made that decision. So here you are today, the class that never was. I want to leave you with these words. You've been through a lot, but you can never give up. And that's what you have done. You didn't let the world and those in power define you. You didn't let them erase your memories about who you are and where you're from. You didn't let them put up a block in front of you or a mountain in front of you to tell you that you can't make it. Your memories about IC Norcom still exist, and this is why you're here today. Now, you think that this is something special? How do you think those students will be when they graduate in between 5 and 7 days? You think this is something special? How do you think your family feel now when they can look up to you, especially your grandchildren, and say, there's something that mama and daddy, or grandmama and granddaddy did not let go. They did not allow the pressures of the world to hold them back. They kept the faith like Paul did. They looked up. They knew they could do all things through Christ, which strengthened you. And that's what you did. So, no, you may not be 17 and 18, but you are also part of this world. So I leave you these words. It's a poem that's very dear to my heart. And it's called Don't Quit, which is what you did. It says, when things go wrong, as they sometimes will, when the road you're treading seems all uphill, when the funds are low and the debts are high, and you want to smile, but you have to sigh. When care is pressing you down a bit, rest if you must, but don't you quit. Life is queer with its twists and turns, as every one of us sometimes learn. And many a failure turns about when he might have won had he stuck it out. Don't give up though the pace seems slow. You may succeed with another blow. Success is failure turned inside out, the silver tint of the clouds of doubt. And you never can tell how close you are. It may be near when it seems so far. So stick to the fight when your heart is hit. It's when things seem worse that you must not quit. And now, by the power invested in me by myself, I now, as some people come to court and they want to get a name change, and I have to enter the order, I now declare your name to be the class that will forever be.
We're together again. It was stated in our 1972 yearbook, if you paid attention to that page, that the junior class is considered the most important class of the high school level because they are taking their steps towards becoming a senior. IC Norcom feels that this class is her pride and joy, for she will release from under the wings into life. This year, unfortunately, IC Norcom has to bid her juniors goodbye.
because they would go on to life's doors under a foreign school's wings. This is what happened to many of us who had to begin our senior year in a foreign school. Our story: we started as freshmen together. We shared classes, lunch periods, eating fish sticks and drinking Tang on Friday. We had our occasional food fights, but I always ran out the door. We shared friendships, assemblies, football games, basketball games, baseball games together. We shared pep rallies, the Norcom Rock, and the Shoe Raleigh Wally, and much more, as we look forward to our senior year to graduate as one, enjoy our prom as one. But it didn't happen like that for us. We spent our junior year in protest in an effort to save our beloved school. Our hearts were torn, ripped out. We were crushed because we were told we had to leave our school, our home, a place we loved so dearly, so that the city could achieve racial integration, and they were going to turn our school into an integrated vocational center. It's all about loyalty. As defined by Webster, a steadfast devotion of an unquestioning kind that one may feel for one's family, friend, or country. For us, it was our school. For us, Norcom demanded that kind of allegiance. To be a graduate of Norcom is akin to belonging to a multi-generational family. I see Norcom represents an institution that generates a solid sense of identity and pride in the Portsmouth community. As stated in our alma mater, for you, dear Norcom, we declare a love that's ever true. And it is a love that is truly rooted deep in our hearts. It is a loyalty that remains visible for generations. Norcom taught us to be our best because we were the best, and only our best was sufficient. We were taught that to get ahead in society, we would have to be better and strive harder. To graduate from Norcom, you left with a solid foundation to succeed. And I know many of us have succeeded in our careers. But the pain of not graduating from Norcom is still felt among our 1973 class that was dispersed around the city. For years, I thought it was some personal anxieties that I went through, but through the weeks of meeting with former classmates, I found out so many shared the same emptiness and the loss over the years. This is evident by the ones who are here tonight to also get closure. Some learned later that they could return to Norcom if they just enrolled in one of the programs, and I offer congratulations to the class of '73 that was. They were afforded the opportunity to be awarded a diploma from Norcom. Many of the class members who attended the weekly meetings leading up to this night were not aware we could even come back. Then I learned that there were some like me who learned weeks after our '73 school year began, but had parents like mine who would not allow me to go back. I even learned these past few weeks that some came back to take senior pictures with I.C. Norcom's class of '73. When they found out that it was possible. Some of us did not hear about that, but then there was one like Sherry Whitney who skipped school and got in trouble with her mom because she walked out of school so she could catch the deadline because she just heard about it that morning. But some of us did not have that option either. This is why we are so grateful that Dr. Foster wanted to do something to make amends and bring healing to our class. He made a commitment to correct the mistake, and he has proven to be a man of his word through this experience. I am so grateful also to Dr. Bracy, who even allowed this activity to take place. And we as a class are very grateful to Kentrell Devin, who wasn't born at this time. She wasn't born at the time that this happened to us, but she spent many hours that she devoted to our class, and she felt our pain, and she even sought out scholarships that we could leave for the class of 2019. We appreciate all the effort that she put into it because she heard my plea for years. The Word of God states, delight yourself in Him and He will give you the desire of your heart. This has been a desire for me for many years, and tonight we will finally achieve one of our life's goals. Thank you for this occasion. Thank God for this occasion that brings closure, heals hearts, and unites us as a class again. Yes. Once a Greyhound, always a Greyhound.
This candle is lit for those classmates we remember who are no longer with us. We look at old pictures and share beautiful memories of those who made our school days so special. We are the keepers of the memories, a sacred trust given by those who have journeyed on. It breaks our hearts when we lose classmates, for part of us go with them. Our chain is broken, but the memories linger on. So let this candle be a reminder that some members of this class are gone to be with the Lord. And I ask that you take a moment to remember one of those classmates today. Thank you on behalf of the IC Norcom Alumni Association. Thank you.
What an honor it is to be here to celebrate with you at long last for you to become alumni of IC Norcom High School. For many of you, this has been an emotional and difficult journey, as you just heard. After all, high school is the place and time where we spend so many of our formative years becoming the young people that we're meant to be and preparing for the roads ahead. It's more than just a milestone achievement. No, it's a piece of yourself. It's a capture of time. It's in many ways an identity. So tonight, almost 5 decades after you would have walked across the stage, you will once again and forevermore be a Greyhound. Now, in just a few more days, we will be welcoming more to your alumni ranks. Yes, next weekend, we'll be celebrating the class of 2019. So your term as the school's newest graduates is going to be relatively short-lived. But that said, I hope the class of 2019 learned something from you and from your journey to this point. For one, your passion, your love for the school are simply contagious. You cannot stand in this room right now and not feel the palpable sense of pride you have as an IC Norcom High School Greyhound. And we indeed are proud of who you are and where you have come from. We need to be champions of our schools, the education we receive, and the opportunities we have because of the time spent in Portsmouth Public Schools. So yes, I hope they mirror your enthusiasm and the love for your alma mater. However, I want them to take a close look at how you got here today. In 1973, you suffered a tough setback. You were moved from your beloved school. You were forced to go somewhere else, somewhere unknown. It was not an easy road you had to take. However, you persevered. You persisted. You did not allow for any disappointment to distract you or keep you from moving forward. You kept your focus and you kept advocating for yourselves and your classmates. And you know what? You're the reason we're here today. You had a dream and you did not let anything get in your way. And I have to tell you, I hope our newest graduates harness the same resilience, that determination, and that same grit as they walk across this stage. Because if they do, there will be no stopping them in this world. So tonight, let me again congratulate you and thank you for the example that you are setting today for our young people. Thank you very much.
For our class, it is my pleasure to present the candidates. We have Mrs. Betty P. Alston, Mrs. Karen Camelia Baker, Mr. Michael Baxter, Wanda Denise Bowler, William O. Bowers, Larry Donnell Bowser, Melvin Lewis Bowser, Miss Orlena B. Bracy, Mr. Timothy Alfonso Branch, Mr. Baxter, can we have you come back? So we need to get yours. Ms. Baker, I'll get you yours. Okay. Ms. Blanche Magnolia Brown. Ramona Key Brown. Ruth E. Bullock. Vanessa Celestine Burton. Deborah Key Carter. Okay. Miss Ann Clanton. Miss Norma Council. Milton Lee Cuffey. Jacqueline Henrietta Dowdy. Calvin Wendell Edwards Jr. Ronald Douglas Edwards. Burl Faircloth. Mr. Chester Fields. He's coming. Okay. He's just going to go around and go back. Okay. Constance Forrest. Okay. Okay. She's next. Miss Helen F. Freeman. Julia Ann Frutrell. Christopher Leroy Green. Samuel Green. Kenneth Jerome Goodman. Mariel Yvonne Griffin. Glendale McKeechin Griggs. Vaginette Amelia Harding. Robert Baby Hales. Monica Harsley. Okay. Aldora Nevada Hatcher. Miriam Demaza Hill. Rosina Hockaday. Betsy Hodges. Amy Jackson. Oh. Elvira Johnson Harper. Linda Anita Jones. Rosa Elizabeth Key. Jasper Lewis Sr. Donna McKnight. Rosa D. Moore. Ronnie Monroe. Herland Ray Murphy. Ms. Dolores Newsom. Marie F. Norfleet. Otherwise known as our Dr. Shepherd. Juliet L. Orton. David Bethan Outland. Gabrielle Parks. Lillian Anita Porter.
Hold on, Miss Cynthia.
Cynthia Lynette Rawls. Joanne Richardson. Glenda Rudella Robinson. Okay. Patricia A. Roberts. Elmo Augustus Sampson, Jr. James Sherfield, Jr.
Okay.
Patricia Shoemake.
Yes, ma'am.
Ada Delois Stevens. Janice Vanessa Stokes. Wade Theus, Jr. Irma Jean Tucker. Wanda Sabrina Watford. Sherry Lamar Whitley.
Mr. Huddy? Okay.
Huddy Oscar Williams. Linder Williams. Anthony Wilkins.
Okay. Thank you.
Alethea Michelle Wilson.
Mr. Winfield. How you doing, Mom? Yes, yes.
Donald Ray Winfield. Sheila Y. Pearson.
She's not gonna have a, Miss Batten, she doesn't have one. She doesn't have one. Yes, ma'am. Okay. Okay, you said Lloyd, Edward. Okay. This one doesn't have one either. This one. Okay. Okay.
Lloyd Edward Thompson.
Okay. Mr. Jeremiah, what's your last name? Coker? Okay. He doesn't have one.
Jeremiah Coker.
Do we know? I just call him every name. Okay.
At this time, we would also like to honor our classmates that have passed on. Some did step up and are receiving for their family members. I'm going to call them, all of them. I don't want anyone left off. So please, let me know when you come up, who you're receiving for. We have Barbara Bailey, Keith Black, Deborah Blow, Calvin Spencer Bracy, Calvin Burrell, LeCount Conway, Deborah Crawford, Alfonso Darsaw, Louise Davis, Sandra DeBerry, Arthur Dunstan, Durwood Falcon, Ishlam Felton, Wilbur Giles, Brenda Joyce, and we have a family member receiving for Janita Maria Harrison. We have a family member for Grover Jordan. We have a family member for Sher Jordan.
Okay.
We have a family member for Douglas Jerome Joyner.
Okay. So we just.
Grady Lassiter, Doretha Lawrence, Almeda McCullough, Michael Moore, Thomas Moore. We have a family member for Robert Timothy Morgan. Thomas Parsons, Marshall Richardson, Gregory Rogers, Robin Lanice Shamley, Curly Smith, Malethea Tyson, Wilma Watts, Allegro Wiggins, Orlando Wilkins. Dr. Bracy and Dr. Foster, this completes the presentation of the class of 1973.
On behalf of the City Council, I just want to thank everyone for being here tonight. And most importantly, I want to thank you, each and every one of you, the graduates. And I want to express my gratitude for your perseverance and your commitment. Whereas the Israel Charles Norcom High School Mighty Greyhounds, class of 1973, the class that never was, has had an impact on the city of Portsmouth, Virginia, and the nation for over 46 years. And whereas in 1969, the Portsmouth School Board proposed opening an integrated technical/academic facility at IC Norcom, causing a number of students to be transferred to other schools to allow space for enrollment. In December 1971 and January 1972, IC Norcom's United Black Students Association staged a series of boycotts and walkouts in an attempt to prevent the integration, which to no avail significantly impacted the class of 1973. And whereas the IC Norcom class of 1973 has never forgotten the sense of pride or many contributions of its namesake, administrators, faculty, and staff. This class has gone on to matriculate in the fields of athletics, armed forces, education, engineering, legal services, law enforcement, liberal arts, communications, media, medical science, music, technology, entrepreneurship, and so much more. And whereas on June the 3rd, 2019, in partnership with the administration at IC Norcom High School and the IC Norcom Alumni Association, the class of 1973 will be celebrated with an honorary graduation ceremony in observance of its 46th reunion, proving that the Norcom spirit is alive and well. Now therefore I, John L. Rowe, Mayor of the City of Portsmouth, Virginia, do hereby proclaim Monday, June 3rd, this day, 2019, as IC Norcom High School 1973 Class That Never Was Graduation Day. I urge all citizens to celebrate the deep Norcom pride of this class over the past 46 years. In witness whereof, and on behalf of the Portsmouth City Council, I have hereunto set my hand and caused the seal of Portsmouth, Virginia, to be affixed this 3rd day of June, 2019. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
By the power vested in me by Dr. Bracy and the elite Portsmouth Public School Board, I hereby declare you alumni of IC Norcom, no longer forgotten, class of 1973.